Of the many enemies in the Assassin's Creed board game, there is only one type of guard who is fleet-footed enough to keep up with the assassins. The Agile Guard is a lightly armoured, quick-moving guard who is also a skilled freerunner capable of outrunning assassins. So you're probably imagining a scene where your assassins are being chased through the rooftops in a thrilling sequence filled with incredible parkour, right? Right?
Nope.
So what happens in the game is that your assassin starts off incognito, but sometimes there are too many guards around and you get discovered. When that happens, you gotta get out of there fast, and so your assassin dashes away, triggering the game mechanic called the Hunt. During the hunt, the player chooses half of the guards to chase the assassin to simulate the high-octane parkour chase which the series is known for. So if you're playing the game, I bet you're going to choose the 2 crossbowmen, right? I mean, is there anyone who would choose the Agile? So having chosen the crossbowmen, they will have to chase the assassin who can just jump away, and what do you know, the chase is over. So these Agiles were supposed to be these ultimate chasers, really end up just sitting around the board doing nothing most of the time. I can totally imagine the guards having this discussion like, hey, who's going? Oh, the fit ones should go, and they're like,
Nope.
Like, how lazy are these guys? They kind of remind me of those people who are always going about in activewear but never actually does anything. On top of that, why are they the only guards with a blue colour scheme? I mean, it's like everyone else is in red, white with... What's that sound?
Activewear. Being hungover in my activewear. Activewear. Never exercising in my activewear.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, let's get started painting our activewear wearing little friends. I will be batch painting all 10 of these guys at the same time, and I start with a zenithal highlight which I feel helps with shading the model. We will first paint all the brown details, and for this I will use the lighter Steel Legion Drab. With Steel Legion Drab, I paint the vest, the boots, as well as the arm vambraces. Next up are the metal details, and for that we will use a mid-tone paint called Plate Mail Metal. With this we paint the shoulder pads, the helmet, as well as the dagger. Okay, it's time to get to the blue portions of the model, and for this I will use Ultramarines blue to tie it in with the St. Mark's Clock Tower that I painted in my previous video. With the Ultramarines blue, I paint the pants and the inner tunic of the model. I then paint the robe belt as well as the turtleneck area with a slightly thinner brush for better control. Don't forget the little feather. So now we're going to work on the skin tones, and my go-to for Caucasian skin is Cadian Fleshtone. Since we started with a light base coat due to the zenithal priming, we can easily paint on the skin color on the hands and face. Next, you might notice that there is a little bit of extra bronze detail on the helmet and shoulder pads, so let's paint that in with some weapon bronze. With a thinner brush, we can simply paint on the bronze lines. By now, the flesh portions have dried, so I will use Reikland Fleshshade to give some quick shading to the flesh areas. Next up, we're going to paint up the bases by stippling or dry brushing on some Ushabti bone. It's okay to be a little rough with this, as it also helps to give some texture to the base. Now that the base colors are done, we are going to move on to washing. You can take your Agrax Earthshade and slop it on all over the leather as well as the metal portions, and watch your model come to life. While the wash is drying, we can also work on the bases, so I get out my SoftTone and apply the wash liberally on all the bases. Don't forget to add a few little touches of green tone, which brings a pleasing color variation to your bases. Once the wash is dry, most people could just stop here, paint up the bezels, call it a day. But to complete the activewear look, I'm going to paint the little stripe on their leggings as well. So in the reference pictures, you can see that the stripes are originally black, but I'm going to paint them white instead. For this, I will use Vallejo off-white and take a thin brush and paint a line along the pant legs as well as sleeves. You can try and follow the molded lines on the model to paint the stripe, but I felt these were too fat, so I eventually just free-handed a thin line. Don't worry if you make a mistake because you can always go back with Ultramarines blue and clean up the lines. Last but not least, we'll give our bases a quick dry brush to pick out the details and paint the bezels black to finish the model. Using this simple process and batch painting methods, I was able to complete all 10 models in just 3 hours. You could be even faster if you don't paint the stripe, which would make this a comfortable evening project. And with that, your Agiles are now ready for the game table. Let me know in the comments if your Agiles are lazy as well, but if you somehow get caught, here's a little bonus tip.